Visuals coming in right now. The Jawan who died and he's been draped in the tricolour. His name is Manoj K Kushwah. He's from the 57 Rashtriya Rifles and his body has been flown from Srinagar right now to his ancestral village. He's been wrapped in the tricolour. One of the Jawans who was killed on the escalation of violence on the LOC, Pakistani intruders, as well as Pakistani unprovoked firing where three Jawans, remember, had died. One of them, his body now, Manoj K Kushwah. He has been wrapped in the tricolour and the last tributes being paid, I believe, here to Manoj K Kushwah. And this comes at a time when Sartaj Aziz, the Pakistani foreign minister of sorts, he's the advisor to the Prime Minister on Foreign Affairs of Pakistan, is scheduled to come visit India to attend the Heart of Asia Summit here with the special focus on Afghanistan here, and there's been a slew of reactions coming into that possibility. Let's go across now to Ashish Singh, my colleague. Ashish, on our left side of our TV screens, we're seeing the visuals coming in of the body of Manoj K Kushwah of the 57 Rashtriya Rifles being draped in the tricolour and last tributes being paid here.
Well, that's right, Athar. He is one of the three martyrs who attained martyrdom day before yesterday in Machhal sector, in response to which India retaliated. The visuals are of the last rites from Ghazipur. Remember, there were total three Indian Army soldiers from 57 Rashtriya Rifles who in Machhal sector day before yesterday. One of the three bodies of the Indian Jawan's martyr was mutilated. Now, basically, these visuals actually remind us of how the tension along the LOC has been growing for last almost 2 months since the time India conducted surgical strike after the Uri attack on 29 September. And there have been at least more than 20 Indian soldiers who have laid down their lives guarding our borders along the LOC, both from military and paramilitary. Leaders from remaining two bodies were flown on board in Indian Air Force helicopter to Varanasi, one Ghazipur, and in Jodhpur as well. 2 riflemen and 1 gunner, Manoj, yesterday.
Right, Ashish, we're experiencing some problems with your sound there. We'll try and come back to you in just a bit. But as Ashish was telling us, Manoj K Kushwah of the 57 RR is one of the 3 Jawans that were martyred in the Machhal sector just a couple of days ago. Listening to reactions coming in.
मुझे लगता है कि जहां मौका मिले हमें ये मौका छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए. अगर सरताज अजीज यहाँ आते हैं तो हमें किसी भी सूरत से इस बात का फिर से एक मर्तबा अपील करनी चाहिए कि आपकी तरफ से जो हो रहा है वो बिल्कुल ही उचित नहीं है, अनसिविलाइज्ड है और इसे रोकने की आवश्यकता है. सरताज अजीज साहब अगर सिविल काम से आए हैं, देश के दरमियान कोई किसी किस्म की कोई प्रक्रिया होने जा रही है जिसके लिए आए हैं, तो उनका हम खैर मकदम करेंगे, मगर उन्हें इस बात को समझना चाहिए कि ये जो सरहद पे बने हुए हालात हैं ये इस तरह से ज्यादा दिन नहीं चल पाएंगे.
Chinese will be there, Russians will be there, people like Turkey and all will be there who are friends of Pakistan. So that way we'll have to be careful also. But we must also make them feel that they are in the wrong by making strong references to the subject and not worrying about what the Chinese reaction will be. We must try to explain this to Russia in particular, because Russia is still.
There you go, reactions coming in as far as Sartaj Aziz's impending visit to India is concerned. Remember, this comes at a time of escalated tensions on the border and the LOC. There you go, we can see cut in live to where exactly this is happening. This is the last tributes being paid to Manoj K Kushwah. Let's cut in live. Witnessing now emotional scenes at the last rites, in fact, the last tribute being paid to Manoj Kushwah of the 57 RR. Ashish Singh, there is so much anger really in the Indian Army. Of course, he was from the Rashtriya Rifles. But emotional scenes at the last tribute being paid to him by his regiment. We understand that action on the border has also increased with Indian side hitting many Pakistani posts in the past 2 days. Ashish?
Yeah, so could you please repeat your question?
I was just asking you about increased escalation in the violence, and the Indian response has been swift. There have been Pakistani posts that have been hit, in fact, to the extent that Pakistan is now especially crying to the UN saying India violated the ceasefire. This is just retribution, but it's swift.
This is not the first time, Athar, when Pakistan is attempting to go to UN or US for that matter. They have been trying their best to escalate the matter till UN level, and they have been approaching US and in recent past to China as well. But Indian Army is very much aware the language Pakistan understands, and that's the reason yesterday morning at around 9 when Indian Army opened fire in the maximum possible retaliation magnitude that was started yesterday in 4 different sectors. Yesterday morning, there was a ceasefire violation from Pakistan's side that India opened fire at least in 4 different sectors. And within 12 hours, remember, yesterday at around 6:30, when Pakistan DGMO put up a request to have a hotline communication with the Indian DGMO. So within 12 hours, Pakistan learned its lesson, and they realized that they need to have set up a communication with the Indian counterparts, and that's exactly what was done. I'm told that the Indian DGMO strong protest, the ceasefire violations are concerned. The way body of one of the 3 martyrs in Machhal for yesterday was found in mutilated state, and Indian forces retaliated yesterday in the best possible manner, and that's exactly what was expected from Pakistan. Since then, there has been hardly any ceasefire violation, except a couple of infiltration attempts that was foiled today morning. All the traitors were sent back to a POK site. But as you mentioned, yes, Pakistan has been raising these Kashmir bullies in UN level, and has been approaching China as well of late. But that has not yielded any result after. What is important is that Indian forces have been refraining as far as the ceasefire violations or response is concerned. But if the action along the LOC from Pakistan's side, which is to an extent of mutilating one of Pakistan's body, then certainly the reaction would be at the best possible at magnitude of the LOC from the army side, and that's exactly what was done. Now the visuals basically out of one of the 3 martyrs from UP. Remember, there were 2 martyrs, riflemen and gunner. 2 riflemen were from Uttar Pradesh, one is from Ghazipur, and the 3rd martyr was from Ghazipur. Now the full military honors with which the Guard of Honor during the final rites of one of the martyrs being conducted. This is something which has been kind of on the common side in the last 2 months. Time in forces surgical strike. Remember, have lost the lives both from military and paramilitary in the last 7 weeks.
Right, we can see still visuals of the 57 RR ready to give him the last tributes. The band is there, the bagpipes are all ready. The crowd has already shown their emotions at the place where this is happening right now. Remember, he was one of the 3 Indian Jawans killed when Pakistani forces, aided by the BAT battalions, the border action teams, which include jihadis of various denominations as well as various other tanzeems, went across and killed 3 Indian Jawans. 1 was mutilated. Santosh Kumar Kushwah is one of the 3 who were killed. He's been now taken to his hometown in Ghazipur, and he's been draped in the tricolour, and he's now been being given a tribute by his battalion, the 57 RR, the Rashtriya Rifles, and we will soon be seeing their last tribute as far as their fallen comrade is concerned. And this is all happening in the hometown. I remember came from Srinagar, the body after it was recovered, and now it's been taken to its hometown. Border areas and the LOC, especially as Ashish was telling us, have seen a lot of escalation in the past, and this comes, Ashish, at a time when Sartaj Aziz, the advisor to Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, is scheduled to come in India. And there is already so much opposition to letting him come to India at a time when Pakistan is speaking a different language on the border. It will be very tough for the government to explain, even though this is a multi-country sort of a summit and it's about Afghanistan. But the fact is, Sartaj Aziz's presence will irk many here.
Well, that's right, but by and large, the cabinet had discussed this issue, although it was not put on papers, it was not discussed on papers. But I'm told the Prime Minister Modi Manohar Parrikar were in the opinion that Sartaj Aziz should be allowed to attend this conference, as you mentioned. Yes, it's on the 3rd and 4th of December in Amritsar, and the focus of this multi-nation conference is going to be Afghanistan. But the way Pakistan has been raising attention along the LOC in last 7 weeks, it certainly suggests that Pakistan wants to kind of build up the pressure and not budge down, despite India have conducted surgical strike. But the bigger point that must be kept in mind is the Pakistan outgoing army chief, General Rahil Sharif. Remember, just 6 days from now, he will retire as army chief. There is no new Pakistani army chief has formally been announced. There are a couple of names that are being announced. So by raising tension along the LOC, what Pakistani army chief is looking at is either at the field marshal designation or rank rather, or the extension of his tenure. Remember, he's someone who has a big blot on his career because under his tenure, Indian forces managed to carry out surgical strike. That's precisely by outgoing Pakistani army chief has been raising the weeks before his last day as a Pakistani army. This is one main factor that I've heard from the intelligence agencies, from RAW, IB, and from the defense intelligence as well. But India is very keen on making peace along the LOC. In speaking of what they tell you that
भाई सबसे ज्यादा डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है, थोड़ा ध्यान क्या करें फिर बताइए। छोड़ दे तब, छोड़ तो जाए हम, आप ही लाइव चलाइए।
हमारा 56 ये सिर्फ कहने से कि हमारा 56 इंच का सीना है, घुस करके मारेंगे, तो वो बड़बोलापन दिखाना, और हमारे लोग शहीद हो रहे हैं, तो ये हमारी जो है रणनीतिक हमारा फेल्योर है। और इस तरह की बात सिर्फ करने से नहीं, यहाँ सामने तो है कि रोज हमारा नुकसान हो रहा है, तो इसका जवाब देना चाहिए।
Reaction still coming in right now as far as the policy, the foreign policy of India is concerned. This is amidst the fact that Sartaj Aziz is scheduled to meet other leaders of the Heart of Asia countries, and he's supposed to come to India. Manohar Parrikar, as Ashish was telling us, has opined that he must be allowed to come, and things must be put to him in terms of Pakistan exported terror coming into India still now. But there are others who feel that there should not be any leeway given to Pakistan, especially at a time when Pakistan-backed forces are killing Jawans at the border. And the latest incident, of course, being 3 Indian soldiers killed, 1 mutilated badly by Pakistan forces, one of whose body is on display right now for people to come and give tribute to the hometown Ghazipur, and this is Gnr Kushwah of the 57 Rashtriya Rifles. The experts, of course, have warned that India needs to be extremely careful while dealing with Pakistan, especially given the fact that border tensions are high and there has been action at the LOC, especially in the Machhal sector and others, including Punch, Balakot, Manjakot, as Pura as well. There's been increased activity on both sides, really, of the Pir Panjal, in the Kashmir Valley, in the upper reaches post Pir Panjal, and also in the Jammu sector. The international border is situated. This is just one more instance of Pakistani forces, along with the BAT teams, crossing over to the Indian side of the LOC and creating havoc and barbarity. Let's take a look at other reactions now coming in.
This is a very important meeting concerning stability and peace in Afghanistan. 14 nations are directly involved, and there are 17 supporting nations. In addition, up to 9 more nations could be attending this time. Pakistan does not want to lose out initiative in totality to India by absenting themselves from this visit. Also, Pakistan is trying its very best to put international pressure, diplomatic pressure, political pressure in somehow or the other opening a dialogue with India.
वहाँ गाड़ी पे बताओ, बड़ी वाली गाड़ी। तो गाड़ी पे
On the phone line right now, General Malik, the body of one of the three killed by Pakistani forces on the border has been returned to his Ghazipur hometown. People coming out in support, getting emotional there at a time when a Pakistani advisor to Pakistani Prime Minister Sartaj Aziz is scheduled to come to India. Now, niceties aside, do you think India should be letting Mr. Aziz come down at a time when border tension is high?
Hello.
General Malik, reactions on this?
Yeah, actually, firstly we must understand as to what is this visit about. This visit has got nothing to do with India-Pakistan relations. This is Heart of Asia meet. There are other countries involved, and like this, when there are multinational groupings and the venue happens to be a particular country, the bilateral issues don't come into it. Because if you do not allow him to come to India, you are virtually creating difficulties for all the other member countries. So you have to see it in the context of the multinational grouping of Heart of Asia. So to my mind, this Heart of Asia meet, in that if Mr. Sartaj is coming, he is not coming to India, he is not coming to have any discussions on the border issue or the tension on the border. He just happens to be coming on a multilateral grouping meet for which venue happens to be India. So on this, for us to create any sort of confusion or a diplomatic difficulty may not be appreciated and may not be in the best interest of India as a rising power. We got to meet our international obligations, and in that context, we can't be seen letting down multilateral groupings or international groupings to which we are a part.
Malik, this is Palki, and there are those who are criticizing the government, saying that it was the BJP which said terror and talks will not go hand in hand, and this move to allow Sartaj Aziz to participate, even if it's a multilateral forum, it is being held on Indian soil just 2 days after a soldier was beheaded by Pakistani army, and this is nothing less than double standards.
No, this is not a double standard. I don't look at it this way. You must know that international obligations are something entirely different. All big powers, that is USA and China and Russia, all international commitments, even when the tensions are very high, they continue to be met. Otherwise, how do we rise above our regional status?
Right.
We rise only if we behave like a rising power. And these are the responsibilities that we got to take. If you take this argument any further, it would appear that someone might then say that Pakistan happens to be a member of a particular grouping to which we are also a member. That would look very odd, and that is not in the best interest of India diplomatically.
Right.
Diplomacy.
And meeting of that particular grouping was also cancelled when tensions were running high. But I take your point, General Malik. I want to play out for our viewers some political reactions on this as well.
मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ कि ताली दोनों हाथ से ये क्यों बजाना चाहते हैं। पाकिस्तान से संबंध बनाना चाहते हैं, उसके आगे झुकना भी चाहते हैं, धमकी भी पाकिस्तान को दे रहे हैं और हमारे सैनिक भी रोज मर रहे हैं। तो सरताज अजीज और पाकिस्तान को जब तक कड़ा रुख नहीं करेंगे तब तक कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है। और मेरा मानना सरताज अजीज को हिंदुस्तान में आने की इजाजत नहीं देनी चाहिए।
This year summit he would be coming. And who is allowing him to come? The government of India. Government of India allowed him to come. If the government of India is allowing him to come, that is very unfortunate.
किसी समिट में यदि कोई आ रहा है उसको कैसे रोक सकते हैं आप? समिट का नाम ही मतलब है।
पर कहीं ना कहीं ऐसी बात होती है कि सरकार कहती है कि
नहीं, वो ठीक बात नहीं, वो ठीक बात नहीं।
And retired Lieutenant General Raj Kadian also with us on the phone line. General Kadian, what's your position on this, sir? On one side of our screen, we are looking at the last strikes of a martyr who was mutilated by the Pakistani forces just 2 days back. On the other, we are looking at the top advisor of the Pakistan government who's all set to visit India for a bilateral summit, for a multilateral rather conference.
Yes, first of all, the martyrdom, salute to all the 3 martyrs who died, plus to many others who have died, 13 of them at least since September 29. Of course, the total number is much more if you count the total. But martyrdom by itself is part of soldiering and is not a negative. What is hurtful and very distasteful is the mutilation of the body. It is totally a cowardly act on the part of the Pakistani army, whether they do it under the name of the border action teams or anybody else. But it is the Pakistani army which either does it or gets it done. No professional army in the world ever indulges in desecration of a dead body of a martyr. Remember what we did in Kargil when they refused to take back the dead bodies, we gave them all the as per their right. But that is what Pakistani army is, no logic, no rationality or responsibility ever is working in Pakistan. Now your second part, should allow.
Right, we'll try and fix the audio line there. Thanks very much, Lieutenant General Raj Kadian. We have breaking news coming in.